we started working on Roosevelt Park across the street from Slo's Barbecue. One, to get people to communicate, but two, also, we really love Michigan Central Station, so we want to enhance and beautify the area around it and hopefully encourage its development in the future. So this is the first piece we did, not because it was across the street from Slo's, but that was actually owned by the state, and we couldn't, this was during the Kilpatrick administration, we couldn't get them to take $20,000 and 60 volunteers in to do some work in the park. But the state of Michigan, 3 days before the volunteer event, like gave us this little sliver. This is the only land that, or the land that they owned around there. So fortunately, after that, some good folks in the recreation department jumped on board and really guided us through the process. So the last 4 years, we've put about $800,000 into Roosevelt Park. We work with the community to develop a master plan. So we've done everything from door-to-door knocking to larger community meetings to really plan this park. If I design the park, I'll use the park. If we as a community design the park, the community will come and use the park. So the first thing, we sent a lot of questionnaires, and one of the things that came up is skateboarding. There's not a skateboarding facility in the city of Detroit. A lot of kids are busing all the way out to Farmington Hills. So we decided to do a skate park. And the other, I don't skateboard, and I know there's a lot of other folks that don't skateboard in Detroit. Oh, thank you. Sorry, Tania. So what we wanted to do is do a skate plaza versus a skate park. A skate park is specifically for inline skaters, BMX bike folks, or skateboarders. A skate plaza, you could just as easily see somebody reading the New York Times or walking their dog or having a picnic there. It's just that every surface is considerate to those, activities. So after that, that was the community essentially proposed this, but that's the way we're going to do every project. We'll reassess it and make sure that somebody else is saying, we want to do this project, and then what we'll do is help them raise funds, help them build it, all those sorts of things. And so everything we've done thus far is just been, really fun landscaping projects, just to continue to beautify it till we can raise the larger dollars that it'll take to do these larger plans. But what's been great is to get the community together. You see this front end loader it looks kind of small on that screen, but that is a very large piece of equipment. And the owner of it showed up. He gave us 2 of them, and he gave me a 5-minute tutorial on how to use it. And I had to teach other people how to use it. But after 2 months and hundreds of hours on it, I can actually do that now. Sadly, at the start, we definitely turned it back in, and they needed quite a bit of maintenance. And he didn't bat an eye at all. And still continues to give to the park. And so just this whole process, that's the size of the whole city block there, that landscape that we did. It's incredible how many volunteers worked on it as well, again, and continue to work on it, maintain it, and do fun things. It's the reflection of the lower facade of the train station. At the city council announced, remember this was the crazy city council that we had, that some of the Shrek comments and went to jail and all that stuff. So I'm not hating on city council, just in case anyone's confused. But they they announced that they were going to tear down the train stations. At the time we were designing this, so we actually designed the lower facade into that. We transferred the geometries onto the ground plane, so it would act as a memorial if it were ever taken away. But it then also acts as a place for people to kind of view the train station and have a nice moment with it. I see people doing like yoga out there now in the mornings, and I might have had a glass of wine or 2 out there at nighttime too. So this is kind of some of the work that we've done with DCDC out of University of Detroit Mercy, Detroit Collaborative Design Center. They've been helping out, and a bunch of local architects and designers have all volunteered to help out as well. So we'll give this to a professional. These are just some concepts, and then we'll give this to a California skate parks is who we're working with. There are no local, sadly, skate park designers. So we asked all the skateboarders what they wanted, and unanimously, all but one skateboarder said California skate parks. And so we're working with them. They'll take these then and actually develop a skatable surface. And another thing that we always make sure that we do is have fun. I wake up and play every day. I often say that I actually have an 80-hour play week versus a 40-hour work week. And this woman here, this is my neighbor. She's awesome. She's about to have a heat stroke, and she was out there the next day getting right back at it and doesn't regret it at all. This is our newest project called Pony Ride, and this is by far the most rewarding project that we've worked on so far. We've got two 2-minute videos that I'll quick show you about Pony Ride, and then I'd love to chat and get feedback and get some discussion going. But Pony Ride, we purchased Pony Ride, I purchased Pony Ride for $100,000, and it was a foreclosed building. And so I needed a home, and I also needed a wood shop, but I don't need 30,000 square feet. And so what I wanted to do is make sure that I wasn't the only person that benefits from this process. And again, it goes to doing well by doing good. So I don't want to sound like a saint or anything like that, because I do own this building, and so it is an asset that I do hold, and it's worth a lot more than what I paid for it. But what we were able to do, because we got it so cheap, is that we're able to give space away in there for like 10 to 20 cents a square foot, and that includes people's utilities. So right through here, behind these bushes, there's a hip-hop dance studio. And, well, you'll see the economics of all of it in here, but essentially 2,500 square feet becomes, it's $250 a month, including their utilities. And then because they're not in there 24/7, there's a Afro drum and dance program, an after-school program that's in there, a modern ballet group, and a fencing group, Bobby Smith on guard, who's doing some awesome stuff. In fact, you'll see a photo of them coming up. But now they're all paying $62.50 a month because they all split that rent up. And so that was us power washing and scraping all the nicotine off the ceiling from the smokers. My goodness. That's one of our tenants, Bobby Smith, who's doing some incredible things. If you don't know Bobby Smith, please check him out. Sorry about this microphone thing. I'm really bad at that. And then Veronica Scott, I don't know if everyone knows the Empowerment Plan. She's amazing. Started this program as a junior, and they're now, this is a coat that becomes a sleeping vessel at night for the homeless, and it's made by the formerly homeless. She gets women off the street, teaches them industrial sewing skills, and that's their space. They have 4 machines now in the space, and they've got about 6 or 7 women on their team working in there. Oh, you know what? That's the end of it. So I think what we'll do real quick, while the videos load, just to give you an idea what's in there. Besides the dance studio, there's a recording studio, editing suites. There's a LTU and Focus Hoper teaching some classes in there right now. There's a typeset letterpress. There is, boat maker, 2 furniture makers, 3 design builders, and then there's a shared office space as well. So it's been really fun to watch folks come in. We didn't really even put word out. It's just folks just come in and ask, and we filled up immediately. So our goal is to make this open book, and so other people, so it's replicable, and we can get more of these in Detroit, more in Newark, New Jersey, more wherever it's needed. So yeah, this is Pony Ride.
Pony Ride is a study to see how social crisis can have a positive impact on the community. We're offering inexpensive grants to social entrepreneurs and artists so that they can focus on production, what they're passionate about, versus just constantly thinking about. I'm Philip Cooley, and I'm the owner of the Source Barbecue, which is a restaurant in Detroit, Michigan. And as to develop my family, Detroit is an incredible place. The people here are amazing. They design things, build things, engineer things. And most importantly is they're really good at working together. We were forced to work together because we have less resources in these places. And because of that, when we give people space, amazing things happen. When you look around Detroit, you see so much abandonment. You assume that space is readily available. It's not. It's actually sell this building. So that's how we learned about it. And so what we said is, well, if we get our handouts versus the traditional folks that had to make their handout, who usually use it for their own benefit, and what if we get it and we turn it over to the community and see what they can do? So when we walked in here, we saw a late 80s remodel that we knew was coming up with a beautiful furnace factory that we wanted to get back to those guts, and we knew there was going to be a lot of deconstruction that needed to happen, and that it was going to be very much a bootstrap. Those processes all doing it together. The tenants that really did before I know that were sincere in what we're trying to do, and they were very eager to jump in and help. And so I couldn't have obviously done this without them. They all have their unique abilities and talents that they're bringing to us. So everybody's participating in every way that they can. Our goal isn't to go a bunch of right down from Detroit or all over the nation. Our goal is for other people to do it. We're trying to provide a roadmap for people to think about development a little bit differently, think of an alternative. We really feel that this is a much more sustainable way forward.
We're releasing kind of the chapter slowly. This is the second chapter, so we're trying to tell everybody's story as well, partially throughout this. So this is the hip hop dance video, they're called Run Kid. This is kind of their story making this nation on this
It's the Detroit dance. I didn't say I want to open up a hip hop dance studio, but some jitters came by and said we need a place to dance. So those folks came in and helped remove the drop ceiling and helped remove the walls. It's a two-part process. One, it makes it possible to move forward, but then we're all working together and learning new skills. We make sure we cover the mortgage and the utilities and the taxes and the insurance, and so what we're able to do is 10 cents a square foot, and that includes the utilities. So I just really want to make these barriers of entry really low for people, because they should be, and make sure that everybody has the same access, that I've been privileged to have.
One of the biggest stresses that probably doesn't have this time and space is minutes. It's unbelievable.
I'd love it if everyone were incredibly successful. But at the same time, just being is really important to me. Just the fact that these people are dancing is just having the space occupied 100% full, that people are in there unhappy. It's way more fun than any other investing I've ever done. I don't think the stock market is this much fun. I feel that Money Right has the ability to nurture creativity and culture. That's always been our goal, is to positively affect the citizens of Detroit, to give back and grow with